Today, I am going over how to set up an e-commerce integration using the Integration Builder. This is useful if you want to use another shopping cart instead of the one built into Axis-LMS. You may want to do this because you already use a shopping cart you like, or maybe you need some functionality from a shopping cart that is not yet available in Axis-LMS. Whatever the reason, the integration is very easy. I will start off by heading straight to the Integration Builder. I am going to the System tab, Integrations, Applications, Integration Builder, and then opening the builder. Once inside the Integration Builder, you'll see my existing integrations. While I'd like to show you an existing integration, I think the best way to demonstrate is going to be to show you how to build this from start to finish. I'm going to click the Create Zap button, and that will open up what I call the Blueprint Editor. I can readjust the zoom level as needed, but when I am ready, I am clicking on the trigger tile. Here, I am going to select where an event needs to happen to start this whole process off. For e-commerce, this might be Stripe, PayPal, eBay, or some other e-commerce service. And what we're looking for is an event associated with these services that comes down to an order has been placed. Depending on the service I select, the exact options here will vary, but I'll select eBay and a new order. After this is done, I'm going to click Continue, and then either link or select from an already connected service account, and then finally for my event, I am going to optionally test the trigger. For this case, it would check for a recent order to the connected account. After my test, I will click on the Action tile. To fill out some information there, I search for and select Axis-LMS, and the event I am going to do here is check for a user through the Get User record action. Once again, I am going to link or connect an Axis-LMS account. If you're connecting for the first time, you'll find the necessary information to connect your account on the left side of the screen, outside the Blueprint Editor. After the account is linked and selected, I'm going to specify what the action needs to do. And in this case, I am going to search for the data field sent over from the triggering service, and then click Continue. I will be prompted to test this step, where I can see Axis-LMS, checking for the username I just sent it over. Once I have tested, I am going to click the Add a Step option after the action I just ran, and this step is going to be a path step. If you don't see them listed on the right, you can search against it like you would any application. After the path is added, I now have Path A and Path B. I'll start with the rules for Path A first, and to make it easier to understand, I'll label this as Existing User. This is the set of actions to be performed if the buyer already exists in the Axis-LMS system. Under the rule setup and testing, I am only going to continue down this path if the LMS data for this username exists. I will test it, then create the follow-up action immediately after, where we will select Axis-LMS as the action service and enrollment as the event. For the action details, I want to make sure I enroll the user that was sent over from the e-commerce application. Here I am choosing the course to enroll. We will test this step before moving on to Path B. I'll start by labeling the path so we have context for why this chain of actions should occur, which is the buyer is a new user. For the rules, I will set up the inverse of the first path and only run this path if the buyer does not already exist in the LMS. After testing, I'll add an action immediately, and once again the service is Axis-LMS. For this event, I'm selecting the Add User event. For the action details, I want to make sure to create the user with the buyer's username as sent over from the e-commerce trigger. I can optionally fill in additional user data from the data the trigger collected, but for this demonstration, we'll progress to the end. After the Add User action, I'm going to add my final action event. Select Axis-LMS as the action service. Then enroll. Disenroll from course as the event. And I am filling this out just as I did for the first path. When I get to the event specifics, I am targeting the username, selecting the course to enroll the user into, and choosing to enroll the user. I will replicate this for both existing and new user paths. Once done, I can rename the automation if desired, and then ultimately I click Publish when I am ready to take it live. To recap everything, here is what is happening. When a new order comes in through the external shopping cart, we are checking if that user already exists in Axis-LMS. Depending on that information, one of two things is true. They are an existing user or they are a new user. If they are a new user, we're going to create them in the LMS and then enroll them into the course. If they already exist, we can skip the Add User action and go directly to enrolling them into the course. And that's it. Thanks for watching.